So this is pasta and beans, or pasta fagioli, which we call it in Italian as well. And this is what I love about this dish is it goes to our next point of trying to use what's in your pantry, trying to use items that have a long shelf life. And these are items that we talk about might be a good idea to pick up when you do go grocery shopping. So things like whole grains, rices, you can get pastas, you can get canned beans. Those types of things are instant meal starters. They may reduce the amount of grocery shopping trips that you make as well, right? Because if you can make a nice, quick, healthy recipe out of things that you have in the cupboard, you're not stressing over what to make and you have to run out to the grocery store. So this is a nice, quick, easy one. And I'm doing a little bit of a spin on it. We're adding more greens as well. Yeah. And but this is really, really tasty. We have, this is just canned chickpeas, drained and rinsed. This is just a regular sort of mini pasta, and you can get them in like the spelt flours and whole wheat flours. There's all different types you can use there. But very, very simple to start in a soup pot. And one pot meals is another good thing too. So if you do have to clean something, you don't want to be cooking. I know this looks like a lot because we're doing a lot, but try to make it in one pot. Do the whole thing in one pot, so that way you only have one thing to clean after, right? So in our soup pot, we're going to add a little bit of olive oil. We're adding about a couple tablespoons here, which is a little bit more than what we usually use, but this is going to make a big pot of soup or this pasta dish. So it spreads out quite a bit and it helps to actually thicken and give substance to the dish as well. So we have our olive oil in here, gentle heat. We got a medium heat. We're gonna add a few cloves of garlic. If you don't like garlic, then you don't have to add garlic. But this is the time to actually season the oil. So if you want to add garlic, that's beautiful. Ginger is great at this point. You can add different spices as well. Fennel seed. If you want to add a little bit of spice, you can add some chili flakes, which is fantastic. But this is the part where we're starting to develop flavor. So we have our garlic in here. Probably going to start to smell it row after row in a couple seconds. And we're going to use our pantry items. So we have our chickpeas, we have our pasta, and this is a great recipe to have a kettle nearby. So all we're doing is boiling water. And that's how quick and fast this recipe is. In 15 minutes, it shouldn't take any longer than 15 minutes. Pretty much as long as the pasta takes to cook is how long this should take. So I had this rolling before. So my water is nice and hot. It's ready to go. With the garlic, I'm just using garlic to flavor this part here. You want to cook it till it browns. So you want to leave it for maybe a minute or so, gentle heat. You want to make sure it's not burnt though. There's a big difference between browned, you can get some beautiful rich flavor, and then once it starts to get a little too dark, burnt, it's going to make everything very bitter. So just keep an eye on it. That's probably the hardest step, is just trying to make sure that it doesn't burn. So I've got some nice color here. I could probably let it go a little bit longer. Starting to smell it. And if the garlic is too much, if it's too, maybe it could be offensive as well, maybe too strong, then definitely leave out the garlic and you can flavor it with something else that you do like. Even maybe a little bit of onion or something like that, or ginger, or you can just avoid it altogether if it's too strong. So garlic in there. Oh yes, I am going this way. And then, very, very simple. Usually you would add tomatoes at this point, or like a passata or like a pureed tomato at this point. I'm going to go for a green version. So I'm not going for the typical red version. I'm going to go for a green version. And like I talked about, very convenient item. We have some chopped kale. You can add chopped spinach. This is going to go right in. And you can use the fresh one too. I have a little bit of both. I have some parsley in here. Lots of beautiful things. And this is gonna go right in, just like this. Just stuff it in there. It'll go down. I'll add some of the frozen kale too. Lots of greens. You want this soup to look like a swamp by the end of it. In a good way, tasty swamp. So that's gonna go in there. It's back in the freezer. And then we're gonna add our water over top. And I'm gonna add about 4 cups of water to this. And that's gonna cook down. You can definitely add stock to this as well. That'll add a ton more flavor. But like I said, if you don't have stock on hand, there's nothing more convenient of an ingredient than water. So that's what we're gonna use there. We're gonna season it with just a little pinch of salt. Make sure we push that through like this.
So you're gonna leave the garlic in there?
I'm gonna leave the garlic in there. Yeah, absolutely. What I'm doing at this dish, and you can definitely leave it sort of rustic and like chunky at this point. What I'm gonna do is blend it and make almost like a sauce, almost like a soup. You can, yeah, but like I said, you can definitely leave it chunky like that. So I'm gonna go in with a hand blender. And again, I'm not wasting any more time. I'm gonna go right in. So I'm gonna leave this a little more rustic, but you can go a little smoother in there. But that's it. Like from the point I started to this point, it's been like 5 minutes. We're gonna add our pasta and about half a cup for 4 cups of water. I don't need too much. As this sits, it's gonna thicken up as well. And what this does is as it cooks, it's actually gonna give a lot more body to the soup. Yeah, usually you would cook your pasta separately and then you would transfer and put it in. This is the starch from the pasta is actually gonna thicken it up and it's gonna make this really, really nice soup. Chickpeas are gonna help with that too. So another pantry item, that's gonna go in. We're gonna wait until the pasta cooks. So it's gonna simmer here for about 15 minutes. And then you have this, can you see it now? So see how it's nice and rich and vibrant green? As the greens cook, it's gonna dull a little bit. So you're gonna get more of a darker green after that. And this is what we have here. I'm gonna add a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top, just to give it a little bit more flavor. But you can do whatever you want to finish it, obviously. But this, like I said, it's like a 15-20 minute soup.
A little sour cream on top will help.
You can put sour cream. Yeah, a little piece of yogurt. Perfect. And that's that dish. Nice and green, nice and rich, nice and comforting. Yeah, I think my mom would be proud. I grew up and I enjoy it now. So there's our second recipe.